to an event, you're actually selling that experience. And if you're trying to sell an experience, one of the best ways to do that is to help them be there. Help them be there without even being there. In fact, how many people here watch Netflix? There you go, right? Unfortunately, your family or using Instagram or Snapchat or all this kind of stuff, it's creating this new type of experience for to kind of tell me why I should be there. So what I like to do is I like to make this session really engaging. Understand why there is this change required in terms of the way you sell. Is, why did we start this company? We started this company because we saw this really big I'm doing what you're telling me, I'm making the calls, I'm sending the emails, I'm following the leads that marketing's giving to me. No one's responding to me. I'm not getting any responses, and I'm not getting opportunities, I'm not getting meetings, so it's gonna be hard for me to hit my quota. And this is a very, very common concern, especially if you have, a family, you have other obligations. If you gotta hit your number, you're gonna. Second thing is, okay, well now let's say I did get a chance to talk to you, and now I am talking to the buyer. I actually have no idea what you're doing. Are you even caring about what I'm doing? Did you look at what I sent you? Are you interested in what I'm doing? Or are you actually just looking at other stuff? Are you shopping around? Are you window shopping? Or are you really engaged? And so these are two big problems. I don't have a lot of at-bats, and I have no idea if this is even resonating. And the reason is because buyers are doing so much on their own. So Gartner, pretty well-known analyst firm, says by 2020, which is just a couple years away, buyers, the customer, will do 85% of the journey on their own. They won't even talk to you. And I'm sure many of you guys do this right now in your consumer world. If you want something, what do? You just go on Amazon, right? You just buy it, you don't talk to anyone. Yeah, maybe you might ask your family or friends or check reviews, but you're not talking to anybody. And if you're now selling something like a sporting event or whatnot, same thing is happening. They're doing all their research on their own, and maybe 15% of the time they'll talk to you. And so if you think about this, if I'm a seller and this is my world, I have to figure out, how do I influence 85% of that journey? And how do I make sure when I do have your time, it's engaging. It's going to captivate you and help you to cross that finish line. So you might be wondering, well, if they're doing 85% on their own, what are they doing? What are they looking at, Sati? And the reality is they're looking at a lot of content. Content is king. This is why Netflix is doing so well, because they're constantly giving you content. And they're not just giving you content randomly at different occasions, they give it to you all at once. I mean, this is why binge watching has become a term. You don't have to wait 10 weeks to watch the whole episode. You can watch the whole season in one day. And that's what buyers are doing. They want everything. They want videos, they want documents, they want white papers, they want testimonials, they want webinars, all this stuff. Just give it to me, and when I'm ready, I'll consume it. And this is really important because, again, if I'm a buyer and I'm gonna do all this on my own, and I can find all this content on my own, there's more of a chance that I'm gonna go with you as the vendor than somebody else who's got this stuff hidden in different places and I don't even know how to get to it. So it's really important to think about the buyer, not only as they doing a lot on their own, but what they're looking at. And it never ends. They're constantly looking at content before and after the sale. It might change. Window shopping, and I'm just taking a look at a few things. I might look at some blogs and articles, but if I'm about to commit and make a purchase, then I'm gonna look at other types of content. And then after the sale, selling has really changed. Before it used to be kind of it was like a one-night stand, right? Close the deal and I'm off. I don't have to talk to you ever again. Now it's all about continuous value. It's like You gotta continue to give that company, that customer, that buyer more and more value after the sale. 80% of buyers want to continue to receive content even after the sale is completed. So now you think about me as a seller, my buyer is doing a lot on their own, they're looking at a ton of content, and they're doing this pre and post sale. What am I going to do as a seller? How am I going to stand out? How am I going to sell that experience? Don't worry, you guys are all looking scared. You're like, what am I going to do? So OneMob was really about just helping to kind of make sense of this whole thing. And we know, look, there's a lot of things that aren't changing, right? You can't just reinvent the wheel overnight, but you can start to augment it. You can start to make it better. And one of the things that we want to do was really help sellers think about a new way of selling, right? Gone are the days where you just kind of spray and pray and hope something happens, but now it's about being smarter, right? It's about being personal. There's a ton of data out there. In fact, they say in the last 2 to 3 years, the amount of data that has been created from consumer interactions, buyer interactions, is more than the amount of data created in the last 100 years. So there's a ton of data. But what's the purpose of all that data if you can't do anything with it? What's the purpose about you knowing all my buying habits if Amazon's not going to say, hey, Sati, I know you got 2 kids, so you should definitely be looking at this. So it's all about personalizing that data. And one of the best ways to be personal with someone is, again, put that face to a name. So we want to help you think about selling in 3 ways: being personal, being engaging with content, because again, they're looking at it, whether you want to give it to them or not, they're going to find it, and then being smart, being intelligent. What do you do with that engagement data? What do you do? So we're going to sell, and we're seeing a lot of great examples, from a lot of different companies using it, a lot of sports teams as well, because it's not about just selling a ticket, it's about selling the experience. See how this could be done. But I think what's cool about sports is, again, you guys have the best stuff to sell, right? You got the arenas, you got the players, you got the whole excitement and energy. And I think what's really nice is selling happens in various stages. This is an interesting conference too, because we're not just talking about selling, but we're also talking about career fairs and job hunting. Even when you think about getting a job, you're selling yourself. You're trying to land that dream job. How do you stand out from the noise? How do you not just be another resume? Using video to help your recruiter, your hiring manager know you are the right person for the job. Video can help you there as well. So just a couple of cool examples, and I think what's interesting about video is video doesn't have to be about you. A lot of people think when I have to record a video, it's got to be about me, and I thought this was a great example. This is from the White Sox. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'll just kind of play it here. And I don't think you'll be able to hear the sound. Is this person what it's like to be at a game? You got that hot dog, you're now walking to your chair, you're about to sit down and enjoy, that inning. And this video was posted on social media. You can see this was an amateur video, right? He's not got the special equipment. He just recorded on his phone and he sent this out. This was posted on LinkedIn and it got over 12,000 views in just a couple of weeks. As a seller, that's incredible. If I could get someone to look at my stuff maybe 50 times, wow, that's amazing. But 12,000, think of acquisition he was able to create. And again, he's having fun with it. He's got this great, tasting hot dog, and he's at this, well-established arena, and he's able to kind of capture that experience, something you can't do on a phone or email alone. And again, what he's also done is he's put together some content. Now that I got your attention, now that I put that Trojan horse there, let me now give you some stuff that you can feed on, right? Whether it's a schedule, whether it's, other types of videos. Maybe now you want to sprinkle in some of those marketing videos that really show the arena, what it's going to look like to sit in that particular seat and all that kind of stuff. So you can have all this content, for that person to view at my leisure, right? That's a nice thing also about, consuming content like this. It's not like someone calls me out of the blue, like, hey, can you have time to talk? No, I never have time to talk. No one ever has time to talk. I'm always busy. So just send me what you need, and when I look at it, Brian is now being notified that I'm doing this. And so now Brian's like, hey, cool, Sati's actually engaged. And he's looking at, the schedule. Oh, he's looking at, some outing and party ideas. So when he calls me, and he's like, hey, Sati, just wanted to see, did you have a chance to look at that content? Well, of course I did, because he knows. And he's now going to tailor the conversation to be very, very, very relevant. So what I want to do right now is I want to show you this platform in action. And I think what's really cool is, let's go through a scenario. So we're here, we're in Seattle, got the Seahawks. They just played that cool game in London yesterday, beat the Raiders. Pretend I'm a sales rep for the Seahawks and how I can use the platform. Well, the nice thing is video can be created everywhere. And probably one of the most important places to create it is from your mobile device. Everyone's got their phone, their iPhone, their Android. So let me show you. So here's my phone. You guys can see it? Cool. And bear with me, the internet's not that great here. So I'm gonna just launch the OneMob app. And sometimes when you're recording, it's funny, salespeople by nature are extroverts, right? Like they're usually the more energetic people, but when you tell them to record a video, all of a sudden they're like, what do you say? So what we tried to do to help people is we created a script platform, and you can literally just write whatever type of script you want, and I'm gonna use this script. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this. So I literally got from CVS or Rite Aid some green poster board, and this is what's cool. Green screening allows you to put anything behind you, and you don't need a lot. You need a phone and some, 99 cents worth of paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a green screen that I created. And I was thinking, given what happened yesterday, I was going to take some highlights. So this is one of the scenes from the game yesterday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this video. It could be an image or a video, but I'm going to use this video as my background. And so watch this. I'm in London. So now I'm on the field of this game, live. And I have a teleprompter, so I'm like a news anchor. So I'm doing all these things I've always wanted to do in life. And all I have to do is just, make sure everything looks good, maybe adjust the font size, adjust the speed. Okay, I got my different logos here. I got the Seattle logo. I'm gonna put the Seattle logo on the top left, so it's very kind of friendly. And I got the game playing behind me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a video saying, hey, I want you to be here. You can be part of this. So it's got me 3, 2, 1, I gotta make sure I smile, right? Hey, it's Sati, and I'm here at the game. You guys missed this great game. We're actually in London, at Wembley, across the pond, playing the Raiders. Love to make sure you're here as well. You know what? We have our schedule below. Check out the games coming up. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you. Just great to put a face to your name, and go Seahawks. Stop this. All right. So now, for some reason, I think that internet was hot there. Let me try that one more time. See, this is how you know it's real, too. Oh, it's this thing. Got it. All right. Get that video. I got the script in my mind, so I'm good on this one. All right, hey guys, check out this game you missed. This is us killing the Raiders at Wembley across the pond, and I want to make sure you're at our games coming up. We have the schedule below. Take a look. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I want to put that face to your name so you know who I am, and I'd love to make sure that you're our season suites, one of our corporate sponsorships this season. Go Seahawks.